they arrested him. I mean, they actually arrested him. See, I was there that night when all these things were happening. By the way, my name is Simon. And, you would know me better probably as Peter, the Rock. They came and arrested Jesus while we waited. While we waited, praying with him. And he told us while we were eating supper that it was going to happen, that someone was going to betray him. Someone was going to turn their back on him. I looked at him and I said, Master, there's no way. It can't be me. I wouldn't do it. I would follow you even to the grave. And he looked at me with love in his eyes. The same love that I saw the day that he was walking along the beach. And he called me and said, come, and I will make you to be fishers of men. The same love was in his eyes that night. And he looked at me and he said, Simon, you will deny me 3 times before the rooster crows. My heart was broken. I'd given up everything for this man. Literally, I had walked away from a job and from my family and everything that we had to go with this man, to follow him anywhere he led. And now he was coming to us, telling us that he was going to be leaving, going somewhere where we didn't know. And then they arrested him. Maybe if we hadn't fallen asleep, maybe if we would have just stayed away and prayed with him as he said, instead of gone to sleep in the garden, maybe then we could have stopped it. But they arrested him. We were sitting there around a campfire, watching as the priests were taking Jesus and were bringing false witnesses and people trying to accuse him of all these evil things. And I looked over, and there was a servant guy. And he looked at me, and he said, I recognize you. You were with him. You were with the teacher. And I said, no, you don't know what you're talking about. I've never seen him before. A few minutes went by, and suddenly another servant looked at me and said, no, I'm sure it was you, because I've seen you before, and I know I've seen you with him. And I looked at him and I said, sir, you don't know what you're talking about. I do not know the man. And I turned to leave, and as soon as I did, another servant came to me and said, no, I do recognize you. You're a Galilean. Your accent gives you away. You had to have been with him. I looked at her and I said, no! You don't know what you're talking about. And I began to curse his name. As soon as I did, I looked up and I saw Jesus. And I saw the exact same love that I saw in his eyes that night at dinner. The day that he came to me and called me. I saw the same love staring back at me. And suddenly I heard the rooster crow. At that moment I realized that what Jesus had said had come true. That I was going to follow him anywhere, even unto death, and I couldn't even acknowledge him in front of these people. But you don't understand what I've been through. Living in the Jewish culture and having to deal with the Roman Empire, they would have taken me. They would have taken me with him, and they would have probably put me to death, or at least thrown me in prison if they would have known. And so I was scared. I was so scared. I didn't want them to take me and put me in prison. You just don't understand.